12 minutes.
All right. Love you. Good night.
Tell them I said bye.
Okay. Greetings, family. Welcome back to Travel with Tay. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, I always have, excuse me, I always have things to show you all, but I don't always get a chance to do it. I am back in the States. If you follow my shipping, then you would see that the date for me to return was end of last month. But if you do need some things shipped to the Gambia, there is a shipping container that is leaving October 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd is closing. So send me an email, travelwithtete@gmail.com, and especially if you can mail those things to an address, that will make things so much better for you. But the shipping container is leaving October 20th, 21st, and is closing the 22nd. So this will be the last shipping container of the year. So if you need something shipped over, please let us know so we can get those things on the shipping container before it leaves. My shipping container, not my shipping container, my barrels. I shipped a barrel and a box in the shipping container. You all saw that video of me driving to Vancouver, Washington. I do have 2 more videos to show you all of me coming back, and we saw some amazing things coming back. So he ships out of Seattle, Washington, and this will be the last shipping container of the year. So my shipping container, it went out on June 24th, right? It left Seattle, Washington, June 24th. The shipping container got there. So they videotaped, they did a video. They did a FaceTime video with me. I couldn't get it out. So they did a FaceTime video with me, and I saw my barrels and I saw my boxes. And that was the day I was leaving, June 27th. I was like, so everyone was mad. The person that was receiving the shipping container, the person that shipped it, everyone was mad because they were like, it should have been there. But it did go to China first. So welcome, family. I'm happy to be in my home state of New Jersey, seeing my family for the first time in a while. I was able to go and get a nice manicure from my favorite girl, Carmen. I swear, my mother has been going to Carmen for over 14 years. Over 14 years, my mother has been going to Carmen. And Carmen, she's just excellent. She's from Colombia. She is just excellent with nails and my manicure and pedicure. I love going to Carmen. I love going to Carmen. So I was able to get a manicure and a pedicure, and we went out to dinner last night. And I had some salmon, some red quinoa, and steamed vegetables, but they look like it was squash, onion, zucchini, but it looked like spaghetti. Oh my God, y'all. I took a picture. I'll show you. It was so good. I'll put it on my community page. Hi, Miss Miriam. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It feels good to be back home. When I go to the Gambia, it's stressful for me. It's stressful for me. And when I get tired of America, I'm like, oh, I can go to the Gambia, right? I'm happy when I get there. Then my feet hit the ground and I start having to run around and do work and do this and do that. And I get frustrated. I'm like, I'm ready to go back to America. But I'm grateful, right? I'm grateful to be I'm grateful to be an American and have the opportunity to leave, go to Africa, come back to America. Having that U.S. passport, we can go anywhere. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I was born in America, even though a lot of us do not have our native tongue. We don't have our proper surname. We may not have a lot of things that show our African culture. And I guess that's the give and take. But the more I go to Africa, and I've been out of the country a couple of times, and well, quite a bit of times. And I noticed that I will never understand certain things that other people do, people that weren't born in America, to get to America. I will never understand that. But I am starting to understand why they do it. And just being able to talk to different people and ask them, well, you know, when you came to America, was it, was it what you thought it was? And I have not met not one person that wasn't born in America say to me, um, oh, it was exactly the way I thought. No, they do say it's harder, it's this, is that. And a lot of times we have to experience things before we will really understand something. Yeah. So I have to say this. Please forgive me. I know my last live I had this on, right? Well, this is the only dress that I brought to America. Y'all, I don't know what kind of packing I did, but that was the quickest 20 days of my life. I don't know what kind of packing I did, but I'm going to tell you what I brought back to America. This dress, a pair of workout pants. I bought all my workout tops and a pair of workout shorts. That's all I brought. So I was just worried about making sure I didn't have a scale at my house in the Gambia. So, well, the people I was staying with, I didn't have a scale. So I didn't know, I couldn't tell how heavy everything was. And I wanted to make sure that I had enough space for the orders. Everyone got their order. I have one more order to ship out. And once they pay for shipping, I will be mailing that out. I'm thankful to the Fulani brother, um, that gave me a nice shout out when he received his package. One thing I'm going to say in this video, I might as well touch on the shipping. So there were a few things that were not on the flyer, which is the service fee, which is $2.99. I use Wolurek. I am an independent contractor for Wolurek as a courier. So I have to pay to use the website, right? So there is a $2.99 fee. There is optional insurance in case of. But I can say, and what I have told people, thank God, is that wood? Thank God, none of my suitcases have ever been lost. So I'm grateful for that. So they did just recently break something, but they're going to pay for that. But I'm going to glue it together until I get where I need to be, because I'm still not home yet. But hopefully we will be leaving very soon. Very soon. So I wanted to do a quick video. I'm not going to be on here for long because I want to spend time with my nephews and my family. But in honor of the anniversary, you remember when I talked to you about the movie They Cloned Tyrone? So I said that there were a few other movies that I wanted to talk about, and I specifically held talking about this video or this movie in this video because I wanted to wait until the anniversary. So today is October 5th, 2023, and I downloaded this app, and all they do is send me notifications, and that's the ring. So this happened October 5th, 2012. It's called Dark October. So I don't know if anyone has seen this movie. One day I was October 5th, 2012. So it's been 11 years. Wait, 12. Yeah, it's been 11 years. So one day I was sitting at home and I was looking for something to watch on Netflix. And so when I do my hair, a lot of times I will put on a movie because I just can't sit there and just do my hair in quietness and music. I'd rather just have a movie on. It's just on. Maybe I could look at it. Because most of the time when I'm twisting my hair, it's like 2, 3 hours. Yes. So this movie popped up. And I think I had just watched an African movie. So I guess a continental African movie or with continental Africans in it. And I saw this video. I saw this movie and it said Dark October. And it was, let me see. I want to see what it says. It's on Netflix and it says, um, after being accused of theft, 4 university students in Nigeria are killed in a mob attack that sparks nationwide outrage based on a true story. So let's get into this. When I first saw this movie, you all, it made such an impact. Like I said in my description box, it made such an impact on me that I was like, I don't know if anyone else has seen this video, so I want to share it. So, these young men, they lost their lives from jungle justice. Unfortunately, it was all behind a lie. In this case, a lie literally got four young people killed. However, a lie can also destroy people's lives, character, business, reputation, and more. So, before I get started and talk about this, I do want to take a moment of silence, maybe about 10 seconds. Um, let's do 20 seconds. That was the oldest person that passed away. 2 of them were 20 years old. I also want to share my condolences, give my condolences. There is there's word going around that another African American woman has passed away in the Gambia. I got a phone call this morning in regards to it, and I was like, I, I know this person, but I'm like, I was baffled. So they were like, can you check and see if it's true? And I'm like, well, I'm in America. I'm not in the Gambia. So I called a few people and it's it looks like it's true. It looks like it's true. So I'm gonna do 20 seconds of silence for the person that passed away in the Gambia and also to the Aluu 4. May their souls rest in power. So let's talk about this movie. And I'm going to connect a few things at the end because I feel like this person thinks that I'm not going to say anything. And lies must be exposed, especially, especially, and I always say this when it comes to our people trying to return home. It was already horrible for our ancestors coming across that water. And now we're trying to go back home, the descendants of the slaves, right? Our ancestors, not all of our ancestors were slaves, but some of us are trying to go back home. And I always talk about these, I don't want to say these demons, these devils, these people, these people that continue to try to deter us from going back. And I have a serious issue with that. And, I feel bad because these people are way older than I am and they're still behaving like children. And they have a platform. Oh, God, help us all. So I'm going to tie this movie up and share some things with you all at the end of this video. And like I said, I'm only going to do an hour, right? I'm a little tired. I'm still jet lagged. But I'm grateful that it was a good trip. The one thing that I went there to do, I did. And not only did God show up and show out, but I was like, what? Really? But I'll share that with you all when I get back to Arizona, right? I'm going to do a live. Okay, so I'm going to tell you all the names. It says Lloyd Toku-Mike, who is 19, Tekena, Friday, Elkanah. I'm probably destroying these people's names. I'm so sorry, young man and family. He was 20. Ugonna, Kelechi, Obuzor, 18. Chidiala, Loroson, Biringa was 20. So two 20-year-olds, one 19-year-old, one 18-year-old. The movie is called Dark October. I wanted to show you all a few things from the movie, but it may be copywritten or stuff like that. So I'm just going to talk about it and you all can go and see it if you can on your own time. So the movie starts off, the four guys is one main guy. There's four guys, but it's one main guy, right? And he's in the picture, the light-skinned one in the middle. And it comes on where he's beat up, he's all bloody, he's walking down the street and he's looking around and you see all of these people that live in the village and they're running to go and get weapons, right? So in my mind, when I first saw the movie, I was like, oh, they're going to help him, right? Because I read the description. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe somebody didn't die, right? Hi, ATM Tim. How are you? So I'm like, maybe somebody didn't die. Well, it was his ghost. By the end of the movie, they showed us that it was his ghost. He was going to look at what they were doing. I thought that they were going to fight with him. Like, oh, he got into a fight. They tried to do this. So they're like, oh, we're going to go and we're going to help him. Yeah, that is probably what the director was doing, but that's not, oh my gosh. So it's a group of friends. Two of them were closer than the rest of them. So the guy comes over. He's so happy to see his friend. You hear the mother, she's cooking and this, that, and a third. And it's set in, they're Nigerian. The four boys are Nigerian. So, you see how close their friendship is. I love the friendships in Africa though, and the sisterhoods and growing up with classmates. They like, oh, that was my schoolmate, and they're still, they can call them for anything, and they will say, oh, I'm your classmate, blah blah blah. So I guess it holds a lot of weight in Africa. ATM Tim, I don't think this is a new movie. I think it's let me just double check. It may be. It may be. Its release date was February 3rd, 2023. So it was released this year. It was released this year. So I'm well. Thank you so much. So okay. So basically, the premise of the movie is the young man, the light skinned young man. I guess he must have went to Europe, UK, or somewhere, right? So he brought back some clothes and shoes and things like that to sell. And okay, so his it says his name is Chuck's Joseph, but that's not one of the names that were in there. Okay, that's the actor. I'm so sorry, y'all. Blonde moment. Okay. So Chuck's Joseph is, I guess he played one of the young men. Yeah, he played one of the young men. So that's his real name, Chuck's Joseph. He's a Nigerian actor. So he is a light-skinned young man, and he is basically the main person in the movie. So he went to the UK or to Europe somewhere, and he bought some clothes, or either he went or someone sent it. He had some clothes. He sold them to this drug dealer. And the drug dealer never gave him his money. So the drug dealer is playing, oh, come tomorrow, come this afternoon, because they keep looking for him, but they can't find him. But he's in the club, he's doing whatever he wanted to, right? Because I guess he took the money and he sold the stuff, and he took the stuff and he sold whatever, and he got the money, and he doesn't want to pay the young man for the stuff, for the clothes and shoes and stuff. So now Chuck's Joseph, the main young man in the movie, he's upset. He's angry. He wants his money. So his friends, of course, like so many of our friends, will be there with us to support us. Like, oh, they did what? We're going to get our money. We're going to get your money. Or be a friend like me and I'll say, we're going to get our money. But so they were his supportive friends, and they said, okay, we're going to go. So they go to the house. It's in the afternoon. They finally meet up with the guy. He tells them, oh, come in the afternoon, come about 2:00, he's giving them the runaround. So they come there. Nobody opens the door. Yeah, because he's already gone. So he's giving them the runaround. Now, when the young man, Chuck Joseph, came to this village, this is not his village. This is not the village that they live in. So he comes to this village. He comes to a market. He wants to buy some street food. We all know about the street food, right? So he wants to buy some street food. So the women are talking. And then the person that he's talking to, she was funny though. She had jokes. But in the end, she basically told him, where's my water? And my mother left. Dang it. She basically told him, are you from around here? And he said no. So she was like, you need to leave and don't come back. That's what she told him. My mother left it right here. So I get to drink my water. My nephews went to bed. I was out today. I had to go and do some things. So by the time I got home, they're already in the bed. But it's so good to see them. ATM Tim, it really is an excellent movie. It's heartfelt though, because of what happened. It's heartfelt, but it's also sad because it's true. It's based on a true story. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and knowing that is based on a true story, that this actually happened. So they can't catch him, right? So in the meantime, when the woman tells him, don't leave and don't come back, he looked around, he left. It was in the daytime. So they pan out, they go to the area where it happened, and they're showing the chief and the rebels. Now, the issue is the rebels, this main guy in the movie, one of the rebels, um, is like many of the people we see, the agents of destruction, right? So this rebel lies. My glasses are dirty. He lies. So, hi, Cheryl. Yes, I will post this again, that again for you. Okay. And I'm sorry if there is someone that is listening that has called me. I am getting back to your phone calls. You all, I've been very jet lagged. I have been extremely jet lagged. When I touched the continent, I just hit the ground and started running. I got there like 4 or 5 o'clock. I was at the police station at 9 a.m. the next morning. So I haven't had time to really, that's why I love being here with my family, but I can't wait to get home so I can relax. I mean, I think I'm going to turn around and end up going right back to the Gambia, but we'll see. We'll see. You're welcome. You are so welcome. So I am a little jet lagged, but you all, I will be calling you back, especially the people that want to ship from US to the Gambia. I don't have my date yet, but I will call you back and give you all the logistics in regards to the shipping. And I didn't finish that. But in regards to the shipping, I did say the service fee, the optional insurance, and also the domestic shipping. If you do not live in Arizona and live close to the business address, then we do offer delivery, but that's for a price. We can pick it up. I can meet you somewhere. But if you don't live close to me, then I have to domestically ship it. And those are the things that I need to be on the flyer so that way it's clear, concise, and no one has any questions. They will see exactly what the pricing is going to be. The pricing will be a little bit high, but you don't have to pay until it's delivered. That way, once I get back to the United States, I can find the best shipping rates, because we know if we live in the States, the shipping is not cheap. So I want to give the customers the best shipping rate possible. So there was a discrepancy. They were like, this is not the price that you quoted me. But I thank God that the brother came back and he was like, you know what? I was frustrated. He was like, but you handled it, you handled it so well. I will use you in the future, inshallah. And then he said, you're pro. That was nice. I appreciated that, but I know that people do get frustrated. But just know that if you're doing business with me, then I have no problem. I have no problem sitting down and having a conversation with you, whether it's through video chatting, whether it's through a phone call. I rather talk to someone directly when they have questions as opposed to texting and emailing. I want to hear from you directly, right? So, but yeah, new flyers will be coming out in regards to that. Yes, Tim, I am back in America. I am back in the States. I'm back stateside, thank God. Tulip Tea, I'm living this, listening to stories from Africa. Thank you for sharing. Oh, loving this. Yes, yes. Thank you for tuning in. So, I wanted to let you all know exactly um, where everyone is from. Okay, so they shot it in Aku Village, in the fictional Aku Village. Okay. All right, here we go. Um okay, so they were unfortunately their lives were taken in the Aluu, Aluu area of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Port Harcourt, Nigeria. So this is not where they lived. They did not live in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. They went there because the guy had um the guy wanted his money. Chuck's Joseph. He wanted his money, so that's why they went there. So the friends went there with Chuck's Joseph and tried to meet the guy, right? This guy was a pure scumbag. He really was a pure scumbag. Now the guy, okay, so the rebel knew. The rebel met with the chief, and they were talking about the rebels. They had the main guy, and then they had the chief. So they were talking about robberies. There were a lot of robberies that were happening early in the morning, just before dawn, about 6 o'clock, maybe about 5 o'clock in the morning, because it was just before dawn. It was still dark outside, and people were getting robbed, and they were tired of this. So the rebels or someone, the police, someone caught someone, right? Now, we don't know if they were actually the robbers or not, but they ended up letting them go. Now, the chief was just basically saying that they need to do an investigation, this, that, and the third. But I think something happened when they caught these people that they beat them. Either the police or someone, they beat the suspects. And I think that that's why they were let go. So now the rebels are upset about this, right? They're like, oh, we bring you the criminals and then you let them go. Like, he was very disrespectful to the chief. He was angry. Now, I don't ever think that someone should be angry to the point of lying on someone. If you're angry with your own life, then find something that makes you happy. But don't go out and lie on someone and destroy who they are. That's wrong. I mean, most people know that. Children know that. But I think as adults get older, sometimes they get more and more dumb. I have no idea. So, okay, so that's what was going on in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, right? Now, where the boys were, they're going on about their business. He just met this young lady, and they were talking. Evidently, they liked each other, and he gets with his friends, and he's like, "Okay, this guy keeps telling us." Sorry, my sister-in-law cooked, and it was delicious. I've been eating since I got here, y'all. I know I didn't gain like 5 pounds. I've been eating non-stop. I starve in Africa and come back and start eating everything, but it's okay because I'm going to do a nice detox when I get back to Arizona. So, and maybe you all can do one with me, right? So they decide, okay, he's giving us the runaround. So what we're going to do is we're going to go there at 5 a.m. Now I'm sitting there looking at the movie and I'm like, no, don't do that. Isn't that when the people are robbing? So they went there early in the morning. It was still dark outside. And it's weird because some of the things that they thought to do, in hindsight, they may have second thoughts about this and say, maybe this is going to make us look like the robbers. But they were just trying to be quiet because they wanted to catch him. So they come to the house, they bang on the door. And this, when I say to the house, it's just, how they have the line houses and people just rent the room. It's just like I can't even say it's a studio because it doesn't have a kitchen. It's just a room and a toilet, a bathroom. So that's where this guy stayed. So they come in and cut the light on. Now they beating him. Where's my money? Boop, 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 boop. Where's my money? Some kind of way, because it was 4 of them, Some kind of way, this man then weaseled his way out the door. Now he's yelling, thieves, thieves, thieves. Now he knows he the only damn thief around here, right? He didn't took this stuff from this boy, said he was going to sell it, didn't sell anything, and now you're running from someone that you owe money to. Sounds like a few people I know. So the boy gets out the room. He's yelling, thieves, thieves, thieves. And unfortunately, now everyone is waking up. Now we heard of jungle justice. We've heard of jungle justice. Hey, hey, what are you doing? So we've heard of jungle justice, right? And unfortunately, I mean, I have mixed feelings about jungle justice, right? Maybe in America we call that street justice. And I feel like sometimes jungle justice is needed, right? Some people may call it vigilante justice. With everything that I'm seeing in courts and how people are playing games, I sometimes wish that there could be vigilante justice. I sometimes wish that the purge was real. Don't judge me, y'all. I'm just being honest, right? I'm like, ooh, if the purge is real, I have a list. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. So I have, like I said, I have mixed feelings about vigilante or jungle justice, right? Um, at one point in time, another YouTuber relished and what she quoted as jungle justice against me when I was assaulted. I wonder how much she has to say now since the boy is being prosecuted. Nothing. Probably nothing. Senior citizens out of control. Senior citizens going wild. So, the man that yelled thieves, I think he knew exactly what was going to happen. I don't know, because I'm not a criminal. I don't know, or a murderer or a scammer or a thief. I don't understand what is going through someone's mind to yell thief when you all you had to do was give them their money. All you had to do was give that boy his money. But he wants to take what the boy has, sell it, take the money, and now you at the club flossing like you got money, like you did this and you didn't do anything. So I feel like he knew what was going to happen. And he ran out. I don't think we ever saw him again through the movie. I don't, if maybe I'm mistaken, but I don't think, I only saw the movie once. I wanted to look at it again, but it kind of messed me up. So I might look at it with my brother and my sister-in-law. And but it's so now here come the rebels. I don't even think the police ever came. Maybe the police did come. No, the police did come. They did come because there was a detective and he knew something was wrong. But he walked with them because they walked these boys through the town. They walked but these were 4 college students. They weren't out there robbing, they were in college at a university. They walked these young men through the town, and the people, I mean, when we see things like this, when I see things like this, I think of um, during segregation times when the children were going to school and it was just a mob of two bobs out there and they're throwing stuff and they're yelling godforsaken things to these children. And you see the hate. You can see the hate. So when I see this with our own people in Africa, in Nigeria, I'm like, what the hell? They are throwing things at these boys. They are hitting them with 2x4s, whatever they can get their hands on. You remember I told you in the beginning, you see these people running and they're running to the house and they're picking up, like when I say running to the house, like just in front of the compounds, and they're picking up things and they're picking up weapons. They were picking up these weapons to beat these children with. These young men, they were still children, 18 and 20. I didn't know too much when I was 20. I was still learning. So these were children, grown men, women. You see them just beating these children. So the rebel took everything. He took their cell phones. He took their college IDs. He took their shoes. He took everything to make them look like poor thieves out here in the middle of the night robbing people. And that was not true. It was a lie. It was a lie. And now the police come. So, like I was telling you about this detective, ooh, he was a handsome man. Um, and he's talking to the children, to the young men, and he's asking them, you know, do they have IDs and this, that, and the third? And they're like, they took them. We're students. They're crying. We're students. We're not thieves. But they couldn't prove it because the rebels, the main rebel, took their ID and everything. Couldn't prove it. But the wickedness in this man's heart, because I think he stuck his hand in the pocket and we saw, excuse me, we saw the stuff that was in his pocket, and it was just like, but he let this happen. He let this happen. So the detective, he's walking with them, and he's kind of holding them up, and he was trying to make sure. I feel like he was trying to save their lives and try to make, but it was gone. It was too far gone. Imagine a whole village just angry and just they want to see blood. They want to see someone die. And he was trying to, like, if they walk up to him and they hit the children with something, he was trying to push them away and stuff like that. But it got to a point, I guess they got to the main area where they just was going to do everything. And these children were I mean, they were beat up, they were bloody, their eyes were, black eyes, face swollen, like they were beat throughout this whole time. Now is daytime. Now is daytime. I don't know what time it is, but the sun is out. And they beat these children and beat them. So they get them to this big area. I guess like the main, I don't know, it was a big area. So many people out there. And they put these tires on the children. It's tires, car tires. And they set it on fire. They killed these children. So at the end, where we see Chuck Joseph and he's bloodied and he's cut up, and you could tell he was in a fight, and he's walking. He's walking, and then we see people running this way and that way, right? But he's walking. The director did an excellent job with this movie. And he's walking, and the camera's right in front of his face, and he stops. And he's like, his eyes is like, right? He's surprised. He can't. I'm like, show us. Now, in the beginning, they go into the movie. I'm like, oh, man. So at the end, we see what he's looking at. And he's looking at himself and his 3 friends dead. Now, the sad thing is there was a sister that was washing clothes. It was 4 women. They're in the area. They listen, washing clothes. They hear what's going on. Um, After a while, 3 of the women said, we're going to go out here and we're going to watch. I don't want to go out and watch a lynching. I mean, they used to do that back in the day here in the States. They go to church on Sunday. They go and watch a lynching like they going to a picnic in the afternoon. Sunday afternoon. So the young lady was like, I don't want to see it. I'm not going to see that, right? So she goes and she's washing some clothes, but she can't. She hear it. So she was like, all right, she threw some clothes on and she went out there. So now she's looking and now she's yelling, right? That's my brother. That was her brother. One of her brothers was out there. One of the young men out there was her brother. Now they're too far gone. These people want to see death. That no one's listening to her. She knows that she's going to sit there and watch them kill her brother. It was 5 friends. 5. One was supposed to go, but for some reason he couldn't go. He never made it. And by the grace of God, I know he probably has survivor's remorse. Right? Why am I still here? My friends died such a horrible death. But he didn't go. Something happened and he couldn't go. And his life was spared. Now, I don't think they showed this man again. The truth did come out because that's why we're looking at a movie about it now. Oh, this app, I'm telling you. So, the truth did come out, but I want to know, if they were caught or held accountable. Oh, it looks like they were held accountable. August 20th of 2017. So it says the death sentence passed on the perpetrators of the notorious Aluu killings, in which 4 innocent students of the University of Port Harcourt were brutally murdered in a most dastardly, I don't know what that word means, manner by a bloodthirsty mob might go a little length to heal the wounded hearts of the bereaved families. Even though nothing will bring back the dead, that justice has been done. The least the families deserve should bring the court to something of a closure. So they got the death sentence. The River State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt sentenced to death a police sergeant, Lucky Orji, and 2 others, David Chanasi Ogbada and Ikichu. Okay, you could tell that's a Nigerian name. Ikechukwa Louis Amadi, aka Kapun, for their involvement in the killing of the 4 students in Aluu, a small community in Ikweria Local Council of Rivers State. That's what it was. It was a mob. Awesome. 12 subjects were originally arraigned before the court, but only a few of them. They released some people. So at least some people were held accountable for this. So it says that Aluu 4 once again brings to the fore of the issue of jungle justice across Nigeria. So I guess Nigeria is known for jungle justice. In all of the cases, innocent lives are wasted. The trend underscores the poor policing of the country and poor administration of justice. Um, oh, wow. Okay, so they got the death penalty. A few of them got the death penalty. It was quite a bit of people that were involved in this killing, because they knew, and it's the chief of police. I can't. The corruption in Africa is absolutely astounding to me. Like, we hear about it, we heard about it growing up, but to really live in the Gambia for an extended period of time and see it, um, that shit makes me angry. Sorry, workout words, but that makes me angry. But then our brothers and sisters on the continent wonder why not just they continue to suffer, because African people around the world are suffering. African people around the world are suffering. But it makes me question. Hello, Grace. It makes me question a lot of things that happen in Africa. If you are a Christian, church-going person, Christian, call yourself Christian, right? Then I think, for sake of an argument, we all believe that the Garden of Eden is Africa. That's my belief. That the Garden of Eden, that life began in Africa, right? I mean, that's what we're taught in school. So for two Bobs to say it, I'm like, oh, what? Well, maybe we'll believe it now. But anyway, so if you think about it in a spiritual, through your spiritual eyes, if Africa is the Garden of Eden, then God is there, right? But if you look at it through your spiritual eyes as well and believe that what the Bible says, then you will know that the devil is there too. And depending on how much you believe the Bible, then the devil has rules the, what do they say? Go to and fro to see whom he can devour, right? So if the devil is there on going to and fro, right, on the continent, on earth, and then he has control over the air, whew, just as powerful as God is there, I think the devil is just as powerful there on the continent as well. I feel like before we were given Christianity and Islam, that we practice spirituality. And I feel like I do know that some people have gifts. Some people can see the future. Some people are born with supernatural gifts, and I am not here to refute that. But one thing I feel like what happens in Africa is people are using the same spirituality that our ancestors used growing up throughout traditions and generations, and they're using it for the negative. The fact that I see people that pray 5 times out of the day and will go and rob and steal and kill and stab and then go to the mosque and pray. Or they will see someone, oh, this person is doing it, this person getting money, right? And they're going to go to the marable and try to put some black magic on them to spoil their lives. What the hell is wrong with our people? What is wrong with this skin color, right? that makes some of our hearts so dang on wicked. It's crazy because some of the people in the Gambia will say to me, "Oh, our black skin and our black hearts," and I'm like, "What the hell?" But some people really do have some black hearts with no light shining through. The people that killed those 4 Aluu boys, they had some black demonic hearts with no light shining through. None. To do that? But then I meet some people in America that have some, I just walk away from them, don't deal with them. It's a little different when you're in the Gambia, right? But when I meet people and they act like they have light in their heart. And when it comes down to it, it's just pure black hate, darkness, whatever it is. I don't know what the emotions are. But I don't understand. I mean, I would respect people more if they're just like, you know what? I don't believe in God. I'm going about my business. Well, then I may expect certain things from them. Not that it'll be all bad, but I may expect certain things to come out their mouth and things like that. But for someone that's pushing, I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? I love that song. But I mean, the fact that I'm seeing people, I love God. Oh, praise Jesus. Alhamdulillah. And then to turn around and treat your own people like this. I constantly tell people in the Gambia, in the States, that this is why we are suffering as a people, and we will never get anywhere as a people as long as we don't know how to treat each other as a people. Some of us will be blessed abundantly, but as a whole, African people, I'm sorry, but I'm a pessimist at heart. I think we done out here. In this life, I think we're done out here. I hope not, but that's what it's looking like in my eyes. So I know people say that there are good and bad people everywhere. So let's see. I'm sorry, I'm just going. And I see your comments coming in. I'm not sure when you were talking about. I think that was appropriate, but um I try to use these times to speak. Y'all know I will continue to speak light and love into our people. I love my African brothers and sisters on this continent, on African continent, in the UK, everybody except for that dude's sister. And Monica don't like them. No, let me stop. Okay, but I love our people, right? I even love the people that did bad things to me. I just love them from afar, right? So it bothers me when I see our people just going down this path that I'm like, do I live in the twilight zone? Do anybody not see this? Do I see too much? Um, it's sad. From the skin bleaching to from the skin bleaching to um I'm sorry, someone just texted me in regards to the person that passed away. I don't want to respond right now because I'm on live. Yeah, I'll respond after I get off. But on the anniversary date for the Aluu 4, I had to do a video and share that movie with you all. It's funny when I find movies like that. Yeah, there are many damaged people out here, right? And I mean, we all have a story to tell. Mine should be in a book. The lady told me today, yeah, you should write a book. You should. I'm like, yeah, I know. I should. I do. I know. Um, and I'm not perfect, but I do try to get better each and every day, right? Um, Not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally. Some days I win, some days I don't. That's just life. But I feel like we should be treating people how we want to be treated, and I want to be specific about this. We should be treating people that we look like how we want to be treated. That's the only way that we're going to grow as a people. There's so many people on YouTube, and I'm not talking about across the whole YouTube. I'm talking about in the Gambia, in this circle, right? Hey, um, there are so many um, people that are preaching one thing and living another, right? They're preaching one thing and living another. So I am going to, because I said I was only going to be on here for an hour, I'm going to share one more thing with you all. And this is in regards to, like I was saying, about lies. Miss Miriam said, yes, we all have a story, but we don't have to inflict it on others. I agree. You know, when we go to work, what do they tell us? Don't bring your home nonsense to work. You know, we have to find a way to deal with our emotions. We have to find a way to deal with things that has happened in our life, in the past, in the present, going into the future. We have to learn how to deal with things without hurting others and affecting other people's lives with lies. We have to stop that, right? Um, Miss Mary, I'm going to touch on um, something that um, was sent to me, and this is in regards to um, lies, right? How it can destroy someone's life. So someone sent me a story about a nurse, right? Um, she was working at a hospital, and the nurse was assaulted by her coworker. The nurse that was assaulted was African, and I don't know if she was African born in America, but she was an African like us. And oh, okay, okay, um, and she was assaulted by Tupac, and it's the more I read up on it and heard about it, I'm like, wait, hold up. This is common sense, right? This woman assaulted this woman multiple times. And when she decides to defend herself, it's now she's going to be charged because of a lie. Now the woman had to say, "Oh, she assaulted me," but you assaulted this woman first. And I mean, I used to work in the healthcare field, so you know, please, I know that there are quite a bit of nurses and people that work in healthcare that are my subscribers. If you're listening to this live, if you're listening to the recording, please, please, please protect yourselves. I always tell people with every job that I have, that I had, I always, when I'm working for someone else, I always have a journal. I always have a journal. Now, what's funny is when I went to business school in our human resources class, the director was African American. And we were talking, and I heard her say this: no matter what job you have, keep a journal. And I just started smiling. No one ever taught me that. But I know that there always has to be a record of something because people are not honest. People are not honest anymore. So you have to have, people ask me, oh, well, what about the money that you lost with, the investor or the CEO of Invest Relocate Africa and with Art Kathy and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, there was a contract. So Tete gonna get her money back because there was a contract. There has to be something that is written because people, like I said, they're not honest. Look at what happened with that. Look at what happened with that. People got blackness in their heart. Their hearts are as dark as their skin, which is sad. Which is sad. And I love chocolate skin, but their hearts are black. There's nothing in there. There's no light coming through their hearts. And it's shown through their actions. So, the nurses, please be careful. Please keep a journal. We all know that working in the healthcare field, many of us work in healthcare, and I loved it when I worked in healthcare. I always wanted to work at a hospital. I love the doctor's offices. I love that fast-paced lifestyle. And I don't know, I'm just an adrenaline junkie. But we also know that there's a lot of microaggressions. There are a lot of things that we deal with on a daily basis that no Tubab ever has to deal with. They're like, you need to speak up. I'm like, first time we speak up, y'all gonna fire our behinds, right? Oh, she's angry. She's an angry Black woman, right? Let alone you just can't. Why does one have to be angry? Why can't they just be speaking their mind, right? We don't always, many of us don't yell and scream when we speak. We're able to be assertive and say what we have to say in a stern manner, and that's the end. Look at this. Isn't this too cute? My mom let me borrow her purse. I didn't even have a bag, y'all. I'm telling you, I packed so horrible. So horribly. I want to clean my glasses off because they're starting to bother me now. So we know that a lie can destroy people's lives. It can destroy so many things. Now this nurse is looking at jail time, right? Why? Because of a lie. Now, so Tulip T, I agree we should be healing one another instead of the opposite. Yeah. And I'm just a firm believer that I believe that is why we're suffering as a people. We're the most religious, right? We got the diehard Christians in America. We have the diehard Muslims overseas, and we're at the bottom of the barrel. There has to be, I always ask, I grew up in church, right? And as a child, I'm growing up and I'm looking for this light that they're talking about, right? I found spirituality. I tapped into the spirituality that is within me, is what I found in church. I can say when I pick up the Bible and I read it, there's always a message for me. I can say that when I do go to church, there's always a message for me. And most of the time I'm crying. And they think I'm out here doing everything. And I'm like, you have no idea. See, you're in church and you're judging, right? How about I'm crying because I'm grateful for what God has done for me? I'm grateful that I'm not where I used to be. I'm grateful that I'm not where some of my classmates are, right? But so many people judge. And I'm not going to get into the church because I don't want to offend anyone, but I found the God within me. I found faith. How many people go to church and have no faith? How many people pray in 5 times a day in the Gambia and have no faith, right? Oh, I'm like, well, you could do this. And, oh, no, you don't know Gambians. They don't support each other. I said, well, what happened to the God that you praying to 5 times out the day? You don't believe that God will make a way? You don't have any faith to the higher being that you're praying to 5 times a day. I don't understand that. I have to have some faith in this world to believe without seeing, but working towards what I don't see. And it comes to fruition. It comes to fruition. Now, I am going through something now where I'm just like, okay, God, do you want me in the Gambia? Because I was saying this when I was there after like 3-4 months. And the person that sent me my security was like, oh, you just want to leave and blah, blah, blah. And now he done fell off the face of the earth, right? I know he still go there see his little young thing. But now you don't have anything to say. So for me, I'm just like, is the Gambia for me? Even though, I mean, I love the place. I love the majority of the people. It has its good and its bad, right? I'm learning the language. I'm learning the culture. I'm going to learn how to cook the food, but then I'm going to make it healthier because Tate not eating all that oil and all that other stuff. No. They're like, you don't look like a 44-year-old. I'm like, well, what is a 44-year-old supposed to look like? They were like, oh, the 44-year-olds in the Gambia look old. And I'm like, well, that's messed up. But they also look at me crazy when I'm running down the street with Stella chasing the children, right? When I'm running and playing with the children. Why? Because it's all exercise. It's all exercise. The children are going to want to run anyway. Well, then let me chase them. Let me get my steps in and lose some weight. But I think so many people are just so worried about what the next person thinks. They saw me in the gym, in the airport, working out, doing Zumba. They going to pray. I'm facing the window in the tablet. On this side is where they went to pray. They went to pray. I went to work out. They walk past, they looking at me. Why is you taking care of your spiritual? I'm taking care of my physical, my mental, and my emotion, and my spiritual. I'm working on my whole body when I work out. And you're looking at me crazy, judging, but you going to pray. Our people, we suffer for lack of knowledge. We don't love ourselves. Because if we loved ourselves, then we will push that love out to others. So, the last thing I'm going to talk about, because I said an hour and it's an hour and 13 minutes. My mother's going to be laughing at me like, I thought you said an hour. But I just wanted to touch on the nursing because I wanted to do a video about it, but this is my life. I feel like I'm on a hamster's wheel. This is my life. And I know sooner or later it's going to calm down, but right now it has me questioning, is the Gambia for me? Should I leave and go somewhere else? So many of my subscribers are like, girl, get the F out of there and don't return. If I tell you all how many text messages and phone calls and voice notes I get of people telling me that, I'm like, and I tell them, well, we'll see what happens after the court cases are over, right? I do see that I have changed. I don't look as bright. I don't look as young. These 3 years have really, and it's the 3-year anniversary, I think, in a couple days of me going to the Gambia for the first time. And it has been hell. It has literally been hell. I was burning up on earth, right? But I envy the people that come there and can enjoy themselves. Yes, we're gonna go through little nonsense. People trying to get an extra $10 out of me. I'm like, what is $10? $10 is not gonna make or break me, and it's sure as hell not gonna make or break you, right? It's not gonna make you if you scam me out of $10. If you scam me out of $100, it's not going to make you. If you scam me out of $1 million, that's still not going to make you. You know why? Because if it's ill gotten, it's going to run through your pockets like water. We see how many people be stealing and robbing and this, that, and the third. And it's like, what happens? Nothing. Where do they go? Nowhere. Nowhere. Um, I know it's late in the Gambia, so I wanted to go ahead and send that message. So I don't know what's going to happen in the Gambia for me. I do realize this. I realize that this is a spiritual battle. Every time I go to the Gambia, now this time I was uneasy. I was really uneasy. I'm not gonna lie. I just felt like something was going to happen. And I don't know. I've been there since after the assault. So I don't know why I was uneasy. Maybe what I was feeling, the gift of discernment, was in regards to the police officer that I met that passed away. I don't know. But I just felt very uneasy when I went across the water this time. Extremely uneasy. Um, I don't, okay, I know that everything couldn't have been great, right? I hit the Gambia, I meet people, is popping, everything is great. Um, Everything wasn't great, but I was making lemonade out of lemons, right? But now when I go, I'm like, oh, I gotta go back to the Gambia. It's not, oh, I'm going to the Gambia. And why do I feel this way? It's because my Gambian experience, I'm happy I did enjoy those things when I first got there. Because my Gambian experience is police stations and courtrooms. And they're like, oh, well, Tete's not forgiving. A Gambian said this, right? I thought he was my friend, but a Gambian said, oh, she's not forgiving. And I'm like, bruh, I see you hustling for money, right? You have a good job, I guess. But then he says, oh, well, no matter how much money I make, I still can't, he can't spend the money. He would never spend the amount of money in life. Did he say life? He would never be able to spend the amount of money that I spend when I come there on vacation, is what he said. And I'm like, okay, but that's not my fault, right? Um, but he says I'm not forgiving. She's not forgiving. So I'm supposed to just straight up forgive the person that just um attacked me, destroyed my phone. I'm just supposed to, oh, it's okay. Okay, so if we do that, then what are they gonna do the next time? If people do things and there's no responsibility or no consequence, then what is going to deter them from doing that again or worse? So yeah, forget you, Momodu Lamin, right? Not gonna say your surname, but forget you too, right? I think that people forget that when it's easy to look on someone else and say, oh, they're going through this, blah, blah, blah. But when it's you, that's why they say, don't judge me if you haven't walked in my shoes. Um, but he's never walked in my shoes. The problem is in the Gambia, They hit your car, they hit you, they hit your dog, they hit your cow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I accept your apology, but you got to pay for this. I can't pay my bills with your sorries. This happened with a Gambian, two Gambians. One guy was driving, and the other guy was driving, and the other guy hits the guy. So one of the guys I know, he gave me a ride or whatever. He's telling me the guy hits his car. He said he knocked me. When they say knock me, that means the car hit. It was an accident, car accident. He knocked me. Now I don't know how bad the damage was or whatever, but he says to him, you're gonna have to pay for this. Give me blah blah blah, right? The dude like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He was like, okay, you're sorry, but you still gotta pay for it. I was cracking up because I'm seeing people stand up for themselves. Because when I could sit back and I hear stories, right? Y'all know I'm always with Gambians, and I hear stories, and I'm like, yo, these people are doing some effed up things to y'all, and y'all just taking it. Oh, God is gonna work it out. I'm like, now I didn't say anything because I don't want to offend people in their beliefs, but in my heart, I said, yeah, but God didn't make you a footstool either. God did not make you a rug, a throw rug, so people could just come and step all over you. Islam is peace, but I guarantee you, Islam is not. Look at these Lebanese. Look at these Middle Easterners. So they have peace and they have money. So we just have peace. My grandmother used to say, the Tubabs got money, the black people got superstitions. That's what my grandmother used to say. And, some people say to me, oh, we're going to get our money when we die. Christians say that, Muslims. God did not put us on this earth for us to be broke, poor, and destitute. His chosen people, you're telling me that his chosen people he put on this earth, that we were destined to be poor? No. But why have we accepted that? We accepted, oh, I'm going to be poor in this life, and then in the next life, I'm going to get my mansion. Well, you never went to the next life, and nobody ever came back and told me what the next life is about. So how you guarantee that you're going to get your... So you could be poor here and then poor there. You could be poor here and then in the next life be poor again because you didn't learn what you were supposed to learn in this life. I know I said that very fast, but I think y'all got that. So I ain't trying to be poor in this life and the next life. I want some of my riches in this life. And I just feel like we don't just need to have religion, we need to have religion and education. If you don't have any education and you just have religion, I can control you. And I'm not just talking about in the Gambia, I'm talking about in other countries as well. My feet touched the continent 4 times, 4 different countries. 6 times, 4 different countries. And I see it. Anyway, okay. So, I don't know if the Gambia is for me. I will continue to keep going back. I do love like I said, I love most of the people there. And most of the Gambians abroad. The Gambia has touched my heart. But I just don't know what my future holds. To be somewhere and every time I turn around, something happens, something happens, something happens. I'm like, damn, can I get can I have a good day? I get there, my computer completely shut off, wouldn't come back on again. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Just did this last year and I got free stuff. So I had to wait until I got back to the States to call HP. And I'm just like, oh, I feel like it truly is a spiritual journey with me going back to the Gambia. Because it's just, the devil attacks me through people left, right, and all around. I don't even know how I even smile. I have no idea how I even smile when I'm there. Assalamu alaikum. I don't know. Because sometimes I just want to punch people in their face. But I can't do that. It's excuse me, it's just dishonesty and lies that really pisses me off. Tulip T said he showed no remorse. I think you're talking about the guy that assaulted me. Cheryl said, go where your heart leads you and the Most High will provide. Amen. Amen. So I am just going to see everything to the end, continue to grow the business because I know that Americans and Gambians abroad need their items, whether it's Gambians that want to send to other Gambians or whatever. Things going to the US and the Gambia. Americans living in the Gambia, they need things, right? I will be contacting everyone that contacted me that missed the um, the cutoff date. I will be contacting you all and just letting you all know to keep an eye on my community page and my Travel with Tete business page on Facebook. And if you have my personal phone number, then text me and hit me up. And I will let you all know. But I will let everyone know when the next shipment is going, next courier service. But this is the last thing. And it's sad. Okay, so when I was leaving, I was at the airport and I met, someone walked up to me. They were walking and I just greeted. It was a man and a woman. I just greeted them. And the woman stood in front of me and she was like, let me see what she said. She was like, oh, it's you. And then, so at first, because I was like, hi, how are you? You know, and she was like, it's you. And I started smiling because I was like, okay, she must be a subscriber. I watch your videos all the time. I'm like, thank you. I don't put out as much in my mind. I was like, I don't put out as much videos as I want to. My phone is full. It's just getting around to editing these videos. That's the thing. I'm praying once these legal issues are over, then I can have peace and I can have a bit of my life back. But right now it's taking out a lot. It's taking a lot out of me. So she was like, I didn't know you were here. I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. I've been here for X amount of days. I'm leaving now. And she started telling me how she bought land from you know who, Juliet, right? Bought land. And hasn't talked to the woman that sold her land, hasn't seen the land. So I told her where to go. Because not even Miss Juliet Anne Marie Lopez, yes, that's her name, y'all. Anne Marie Lopez, not even her. She's not bigger than anyone. And if someone has the balls to stand up and sue her for this whole land scamming thing, I don't know, y'all. I never bought land, so I can't say that I was scammed out of land. I dealt with Juliet on other issues. And honestly, I feel like I should have just stayed unsafe in my compound. I should have stayed unsafe because I literally moved in with the devil. Another person with blackness in their heart moved in with the damn devil in the flesh. Now, if you all caught the Dinus Amir YouTube live, then you heard me speaking to the person that I'm suing, right? I wasn't speaking to him because he said he was getting off. Oh, Dinus Amir, I'm going to get off because the woman that you have on here, we have a case and blah blah blah. And so I was like, cool, he getting off. Thank God, right? I can talk. Because, misogynists don't let women talk. They have no respect for women. But Tupac said, if we don't be careful, we're going to hate our women. We're going to hate the ladies that make our babies. And is that not happening nowadays? Okay, so let's move on. So this person says, oh, when we first got there, Juliet, I said this many times, and I'm going to say it again. I did not know who Black Sit was when I first went to the Gambia. I don't really watch YouTube, y'all. I think I told y'all that. I watch some people, but I really don't watch YouTube because I don't want to unconsciously take someone's ideas or their content. And plus, I don't have time. If I can, I'll watch a quick video. Most of the time I'm listening. I ain't really looking at it, especially if it's on in the car or whatever. It's in the holder. I'm not holding it, y'all. For the traffic police, I'm not holding it. But I didn't know who she was. And when I was told about Invest Relocate Africa, the first thing that the CEO emailed me was a video of Juliet and Watermaya. And I'm like, okay, who is this? Who is this? So I guess this man thought, oh, she's going to be on the Juliet wagon. I didn't even know who the hell Blacksit was. It wasn't my first time on the continent. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I love that we, the African Americans, are trying to go back to, West Africa or go back to the continent, the Gambia specifically. And we're going to live in a big compound and we're going to start adjusting to African culture. They live together. They eat together. Right? That's what I thought. So I'm thinking, okay, if I have somewhere to stay, I'm around people that speak the same language as me until if I knew that if that part of my life was stable, then I'm going to leave and branch out, right? I can move around. I move around Africa, left, right, and all around certain countries. I ain't moving around Nigeria like that. But the Gambia, I will move around the Gambia by myself with Stella, whatever. But I knew that I would go out and branch out into the community. It's just that when I come back to the house, I'm around people that were brought up in the same culture and system that I was brought up in, if that makes sense, right? So that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It wasn't, oh, I need Juliet. Oh, I need the CEO of Invest Relocate Africa. Oh, I need Art Kathy. I didn't need none of these people. With the money that I lost, Tay could have came there and did what she had to do on her own. But no, we're going to do this. We're going to live in the same compound. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I kick myself because I'm like, I didn't need none of these bastards. I didn't need neither one of them to do what I needed to do. So in the end, I feel like Juliet, Anne Marie Lopez, I wish she would have left me, her and her husband at that time, leave me unsafe in my compound. They should have left me alone. Especially if Juliet was going to do what she did. Right? Now, I told you all that I've been trying to get my stuff back. Right? If I don't like someone, I'm not going to hold on to their stuff, especially things that it really doesn't mean anything to me, right? I have my wicker chairs. I have my big garbage can. that I paid too much money for, the recycle and garbage can, right? My grill, my clothes, my linen, my towel. Why would you want someone's stuff like that unless you just don't have any sheets and pillows and towels and washcloths? Do you even use a washcloth, or is that an American thing? But you don't even you don't have these things in your house. I mean, when I moved in, I left my dishes, my pots, the containers, the silverware. I gave that to you. It wasn't the best of stuff, but I gave it to you. So for someone to keep my stuff by force, that's theft. And then you're gonna lie. Well, what did I say? Lies kill people. Lies destroy people's reputations, their character. Why? I mean, I thought she had her little young Nigerian thing. Why? Why are you still so miserable? So this is what this female doll, this is what this Stella has done to me. So I was up at uh, last when I okay, so when I was in the Gambia last month, I went to Serious Crimes to handle something. I'm standing now. For those of you all who know, for those of you all who know, where are these pictures at? For those of you all who know about Banjul Police Headquarters, um, Serious Crimes. Okay, so if this is the headquarters, Serious Crimes is like on this side, right? You have to walk through the little walkway to get to Serious Crimes. So, oh, here it is. Okay. So you have to walk through this walkway to get to Serious Crimes. So I'm standing there and I'm waiting for the detective. I didn't even know the detective just ran past me. I had only met him once. So I'm waiting for the detective, and someone walks up to me and says, "You've been served." So I'm like, who the F is suing me? Haven't I been through enough in this mother effing country, right? Juliet Anne Marie Lopez has a nerve to sue me. I'm going to read to you. This is public knowledge, okay? So I'm just going to read this to you all. Now, you all know I have a video of when I got stuck in the water, right? That was in January of 2023. So in February 21st to be exact, she decides to file a lawsuit against me in the Brikama Magistrate Court. Now, let me wait till I tell y'all what she has. Let me tell y'all what this woman has said. This is why I say liars, just liars. For someone that goes to the Marable 5 times out of the week, and you praying for fame and fortune, and you praying or you paying, I don't know, I know you paying, but you want fame and fortune, and all you're getting is misery and a new baby. So this states Juliet Anne Marie Lopez of Jumbor, Combo South. They spelled my name wrong. Shantai. That is not my name. But anyway. She says she's a businesswoman. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone. The plaintiff's claim against the defendant is for trespass on the plaintiff property situate at Jumbor Mumbo, I think that's supposed to be Combo South, West Coast region, the Gambia. An order restraining the defendant from further trespassing on the plaintiff's home situate at Jumbor, Combo South. Yeah, Mumbo was a typo. Damages for trespass. Legal and administrative fee of 35,500 Dalasi. So that's 7 times 6, 42. That's like $500. Mind you, she owe me money, right? She done kept my stuff by force and she owe me money, but she want to sue me. Any further or other orders this honorable court may deem just to make under the circumstances. Now, since February 21st, evidently, they've been looking for me. Now, I left in March of 2022. No. When I stayed with Juliet, and then it was August of 2021 after the robbery up until the time I left, which was October of 2021. I came back in February of 2022 and stayed for about a month, maybe 6 weeks. I think it was about a month, right? I left it sometime in March. That's when I moved my dogs and my car to the quote unquote dog trainer, Usman Gomez, who killed Max, right? Hey. Acha. Go. Could you please get off my bag? Yes, that is Stella. Go. Inside. Stella, please. You did so well. I was on the live the whole time without you. Okay. Yes, my girl is in the States with me. Yes. That's why some of the Gambians are mad. Like, she took her dog to the States and hey, please, you are my water. Yes, I did. My dog is my baby. You're not my babies. Acha. Stella, go. Go get some chicken. Where's your ball? Go get your ball. Damn, she went and got it. She found it that quick. So, okay. Sorry about that, guys. So, October. Okay, so March I left. I left my dogs and my car was parked with Usman Gomez, right? We all know what he did to Max. And then he gave Stella away. And I had to hunt Stella down. Now, I didn't find that out until I came back in October of 2022. Right? Yes, Miss Miriam. That was October of 2022. That's when I found out Max was dead and all of that other stuff, right? So I haven't seen Juliet since March of 2022. When I stayed there from February to March, that was the last time I saw her. Okay, so let's go into this. The fact that people continuously lie is astounding to me. But on YouTube, she acting like everything is perfect, right? So, give me 1 second, okay? It says the plaintiff is a businesswoman ordinarily resident at Jumbor, Kumbo South, right? That's for Juliet. The defendant is okay. I guess they don't know how to spell. They don't know the correct grammar to use because it's supposed to say N American. You don't put an A. Okay, I'm gonna get out of teacher mode. The defendant is a American national who is a resident at Lamin Village, Kumbo South, whatever. I will never see him Lamin again. When I get home, I'll tell you all about that. The plaintiff avers that sometime in the year of 2022, the defendant's house was burgled. That wasn't in 2022. That was in 2021. And this says buggled, Bugled. I don't know who wrote this. By thieves, and the thieves made away with most of her valuable items. Okay. The plaintiff avers that because of the said burglary, that the defendant felt unsafe, the plaintiff accommodated her in her house at Jumbor at no cost. Now, yes, they did not charge me, but I did give her over 15,000 Dalasi. And I also sent money through YouTube super chats. And you ate the money and never fed my dogs. Juliet, I can't. These people, yo, these people. If the purge is ever real. So, okay. Let's get back to her lies. So it says that the plaintiff avers that after the defendant has lived with her for a while, which was September, October, that was 2 months, and then the next month was the next year, so about 3 months, if that's a while, but okay. She decided to move out of the plaintiff's property. I moved my dog, I moved my dogs, I moved my car. Her husband came back and got my barrel and my weights. Everything else was still at her house. But if she knew that I moved out and I moved everything out, then wouldn't she have had proof of that? I mean, you have video cameras. Why didn't you let the police come into your compound to see that none of my stuff was there? Because you know you're lying. Or you gave it to your boy toy and he sold it. But anyway, the plaintiff adverse that after 6 months after the defendant moved out, now she's saying, when did I move out? When is she saying I moved out? She's saying that 2022. My house was burgled in 2021. I left in 2021. The beginning of 2022 is when I stayed there for that 1 month. And when I got there, I did the live, right? And when I got there, Juliet was in Guinea-Bissau with Perspective TV, her dude, right? Katie, her baby daddy. I don't even use that word, y'all. I use daughter's father or mother or son's mother or whatever. But that's her baby daddy, right? And with Mensa, the other YouTuber, she went to Guinea-Bissau with 2 men, and neither one of them were her husband. And then gonna tell her husband, well, why is me and her husband sitting at the kitchen dining room table? And this is what she said, living room table. We were in her house somewhere. And she's like, oh, Mensa talk about he has all these women. Then why was he staying in me and Katie's apartment? You and your boyfriend, and you telling your husband this, y'all. I can't. I can't with some of these people. I really cannot. I really cannot. But the boldness to say this to your husband, you and your boyfriend's apartment. Okay. So that was in 2022, the beginning of 2022. So that was the last time I saw her. She was leaving. She said she was going to meet someone about some land. I was like, well, I'll leave tonight at 7. Will you be here? Oh, I'll be back before then to tell you bye. Yeah, she never came back. But I knew that she wasn't feeling me anyway. She wasn't feeling me because I'm not going to be subject. You ain't your child. I'm not going to sit there. You're not going to control my life, Juliet. I'm grown, boo. You don't pay my bills. So I think that's why she was feeling a certain type of way. I'll take your video down. I said, I will absolutely not do that. No, I won't. Who the hell for you? So for her to say the plaintiff avers that after, y'all can go look this up, right? She filed the papers at the Brickhammer Magistrate Court. This should be public knowledge. It should be public knowledge. So the plaintiff avers that after 6 months after the defendant moved out of her property, she has been constantly trespassing and harassing her without invitation. So if I left in March and I didn't come back to October, I was gone for 7 months. When the hell did I trespass against? This bee is crazy. This bee is so crazy. So, and I just feel like this, if you're going to lie, then you need to have some things to back it up, boo. Trespass. I have never, since I left in March, and I left on my own, what did they say? ROR, recognizance. I left under my own will to travel back to America. Okay. So, when did I have time to harass her, to trespass? And when I did go to her compound, I went with police. I went with police. I went with police. So if you're saying that I trespassed, then you're saying that the police trespass against you as well. Okay. Okay, Bigums. It's okay. So, yeah, so she says I constantly trespassing and harassing her without invitation. When? For 6 months? I was in America. Okay. The plaintiff avers that the defendant will neglect it and refuse to leave the plaintiff's property whenever she trespassed on the plaintiff's property. Well, your big pregnant behind never came outside. We never crossed the threshold. We never talked to you. So how did I neglect and refuse to leave when I was there with the police and you never opened the door? You never even answered the phone. And when you did answer the phone, you said you don't want to see no police on your property. But see, this is the thing, you all. Criminals are knowing the law better than the police and the SOs and the courts. It seems like they know. They know that without a court order, they can't bang that door down unless she assaulted me, she stabbed me, she shot me, she did something really bad to me, right? She knew that this was civil. But this is what these criminals are doing. Let's talk about the fact that one of the detectives' sisters brought someone from the UK to the Gambia to check on their property, to check on their land, and to speak to the person that sold them land. She would not answer their phone calls, and the person never saw their land. This is the detective's sister telling the bosses about this. All I heard was scammer dick. This person is a criminal dick. That's what I heard. So they know what you're doing, Juliet. I'm just waiting for the right government official to look into what you've been doing. Or the right group of people that have bought land to come near and go up to serious crimes and file a complaint against you, all them together. Or someone that's bold enough to put their money where their mouth is and sue her ass in the high court. Then she has to show up. So if you all are looking for her, right? I know where she'll be when I gotta go to court. I know where she'll be. So, but these are the type of people that we're dealing with. These are the type of liars. You see how lies destroy? But sometimes the lies that you throw out to destroy someone else will come back to you like a boomerang and knock your ass out. That's what happened to the killers of the Aluu 4. They got the death penalty. So they took those young boys' lives, and their lives will be taken from them. People stole stuff from me, and their freedom is going to be taken from them. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Shrek ain't saying nothing now. Her boy that she did how many videos of saying, oh, she got jungle justice. So you approve of this, right? Oh, I forgot. You do love Nigeria. So you approve of this until it's her, right? Then someone says something about her. Oh, they're picking on me and blah, blah, blah. They're messing with me. I'm Shrek with my blonde wig, right? Then she plays victim. But how many people is she out here just messing with, trying to build her channel because she's just a sorry sack of, shut your mouth, right? Sit here and just talk about people, and as soon as they come for her, now she want to play the victim like a big baby. These are the liars that have darkness in their damn hearts. And if the purge is ever real, then y'all need to start training. Sharpening your cutlass, your machete, right? Making sure you got, okay, I'm not going to talk about that. Making sure you got your bullets. You know, some people just are horrible. Some people are really horrible. And as a human, we can only take but so much. I know I can only take but so much. I think we all can only take but so much. That's why people be getting their behinds whooped nowadays. So she says that the plaintiff averts that after 6 months after the defendant moved out of her property, she has been constantly trespassing and harassing her without invitation. So that is a blatant lie. And I want to see you justify that in court, Bigums. Right? What's funny is the detectives and the people, the police are laughing at her. They was like, is this woman crazy? I said, I don't know. I think she's just stupid, miserable, fat, obese, too many children, too many baby daddies. I don't know. I have no idea what's wrong with her. Maybe the Nigerian boy put some juju on her and she just lost her mind. I have no idea. But they were like, you supposed to be suing her and she gonna sue you for trespassing? What trespassing? I said, well, maybe she's just stupid and retarded. I don't know. Special education? No, my special education children are way smarter than her and more intelligent and more bright. The plaintiff averts that the defendant will neglect it and refuse to leave the plaintiff's property. Okay, I read that one. Unless this honorable court makes the necessary orders against the defendant, she will continue her unlawful activities on the plaintiff's property. Now, this B gonna say something about unlawful activities when people are sitting here wanting to see their land, wanting to get all their paperwork so they can start building, and you want to talk about unlawful activities, Juliet Ann Marie Lopez? Lopez, y'all. She repping, I'm black, I'm this, I'm, girl, you are Puerto Rican. Lopez. So I laugh at this. I laugh at this because, like I said, lies will always try to destroy, and sometimes they do kill. They do kill. But the fact that this woman is still trying to destroy Tay Tay, why? Are you mad because the YouTube world was coming for you? So you decide, oh, let me go and try to help Tay Tay because she got robbed and this, that, and the third. But then you lie on me and you say that I was sleeping with your little raggedy ass husband. Sorry, Adrian, no disrespect. But you want to sit there and say I was sleeping with your husband. So you tarnish my name. Then you want to sue me, you fat roly-poly piece of crap with a new baby and a baby daddy. Okay, I'm being messy, y'all. But it doesn't make any sense. But this is the person that's talking about come back to Africa. Come back to Africa. You mad because Bag is they right on your tail with the subscribers. But guess what? It's more to life than YouTube, Juliet. Isn't that what your daughter said to you? I've been here for a whole week and all you do is talk about YouTube because you don't care about nothing but YouTube. Because you're trying to get these people to believe the lies that are coming out of your mouth. But guess what? The story is something totally different. They can see. They see you for who you are. They see you for who you are. That's why you don't get as many views, right? Until you try to put your little boy toy up there. Don't nobody care about you and him. Don't nobody care about you and him, but you and him. But it's sad because this is the narrative that she pushes. Right? She get on there, everything is perfect. And coming back to Africa, I have my family here. Your family are props. Because when Walter Maya was there, did you not say that you and your husband weren't even I had pulled away from him a year ago. Then why you sitting here acting like y'all Libby Debbie and y'all in a relationship and you bring your family and bring your son when your son and your husband were just props. They were props up there. I mean, if y'all really peep the video, right? She all over water, Maya. Your husband standing there, your child standing there, but they're just props. And when you got tired of them, you got rid of them, didn't you? Her son may be there, but God help that little boy. Miriam Jones, hi. How you doing, sister? I'm about to get off. I said 1 hour. I'm at 2. So it says the plaintiff incurred the sum of 35,000 dalasi, 35,500 dalasi, being legal fees incurred for this action. So if you spent this money to file a fraudulent lawsuit against me, then that's on you. Because I'm going to come with my evidence and my receipts. Y'all know Titi always got the receipts. Juliet Anne-Marie Lopez. So I might go ahead and post these pictures on my community page. It will be temporary, so you all can see it for yourself. Yeah, so she wants damages for trespassing. She wants a restraining order. A restraining order for what? Girl, ain't nobody think about your marshmallow behind. I just wanted my stuff. But what did you tell the SO? Oh, just tell her to sue me. The criminals know the law better than anyone. And the sad thing is many criminals are going to Africa because they know that they can get away with things in Africa. They know that they could pay someone. But thank God the elders are going to die one day. And hopefully the young people will take up the reins and get rid of the corruption. Africa doesn't have to be corruption. It doesn't have to be corrupted. You have everything you freaking need. But the two Bobs come there with a smile and a little money, and everybody like, oh, yes, here, you can have this whole village, and I'm going to get this small piece of money. How quick are we to just sell ourselves and sell each other for nothing? And then we wonder why we're suffering. But in the end, Tay gonna be good. I don't understand why this woman has 59,000 subscribers and she worried about little old me. But I think that's what the Black Oreo said. He did say that video was funny too. What he said, I'ma dish you, I'ma dish you, I dish you. That was hilarious. That video was hilarious. But he kept saying, this accredited woman is so worried about a YouTuber sitting here with his child that has about 10,000 subscribers. I think that's what he was saying, right? But she doesn't like anyone to bring truth to her. I think she's just like the guy that used to work with her. So in that video with Dinah Samir, the guy that I'm suing said, oh, the first day you met Juliet, this, that, and the third. First of all, the first day I met Juliet, I didn't even know who she was. We went to a money exchange. Phoenix walked up to her. Phoenix gave her a hug. Juliet whispered something in her ear. I didn't even know who she was. All I know was the CEO of Invest Relocate Africa kept talking about it, Oh, she see us. Oh, she see me doing big things. No, you just wanted the perception, the illusion that you were doing big things. But when we sat down and I'm looking around, I'm like, okay, so where's this money that was in this bank account that he told us about? And why is he saying that we're dealing on a cash basis? Where is this savings? But Shrek is like, oh, you think the money's just going to be sitting there and this, that, and the third? Well, that's what we were told. The money will come out as it is needed, right? But I think we would check the account and then it wouldn't work. And then we would have to contact one of his criminal goons and they would send us the link. But come to find out, it was a spreadsheet, like I said. It was never a sign on for the bank, right? So these criminals are just, they're doing things that they don't even have to do. Look at how many people still want to come to the Gambia. If they did have the guest house, it could be the way, maybe the way I was thinking. We all live together, but then people are going to go out and do their separate things, but they get to come back to a house where they're with people that speak the same language as them and grew up in the same system and have the same culture as them. That makes a difference. Because going out into the Gambia and dealing with different people that will judge you based off of the rest of the people in America. But every time I talk to a Gambian about what's going on, what do they say? All people are not the same. Everyone's not the same. You're right. Then why treat all Americans the same way if you don't want Tay Tay to treat every Gambian the same way? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? So I think people need to sit back and look at and honestly analyze what they're saying and what they're doing. Don't judge me based off of the Americans that you've met or the Americans that you've seen on TV or in movies, because that's not who I am. And anyone that knows me, like, Tete is so far from all this nonsense that's going. I was talking to my sister-in-law about it today. It's just nonsense. Talking to my friend about it yesterday, the one that did my nails. It's just nonsense. They say the hood is poor. Well, if the hood is so poor, then why are the Saudis, the Chinese, the Indians, does everyone have a store in our neighborhood, right? If we're poor and we don't spend, then they wouldn't be in our neighborhoods. No, we're not poor. Our spending power is in the trillions. It's just that we spend it on nonsense. It's one-sided, Miriam said. It is. So, when I talk to people, I don't condemn them. I just open up a different door so that they can think a little bit differently, right? Like the way African Americans, they're like, oh, like we're expected to give when we come to the continent. But how many of our continental brothers and sisters that live in America are in our hoods, helping us, donating their time, right? Volunteering on their holiday. But I mean, the guy that owned the compound that I lived in Beachelo that got robbed, they say he's a mental health doctor. He don't even volunteer when he comes back to the Gambia. He only worried about sleeping with his niece, his wife. That's his niece. Yo, this is his niece, y'all. Like his brother's daughter. His brother's freaking daughter. I'm like, oh. And she just said, yeah, I'm married to my uncle. I'm like, okay, it's not our culture. So it's a little, it just throws me back. Like, I'm just like, okay, alrighty then. But how many of our brothers and sisters are in our hood volunteering? It should not be one-sided, Miriam. It's a two-way street. Miriam says it's so stupid. Everyone knows that we spend the most money except our brothers and our sisters. Yeah. We have the biggest spending power. But everybody, I gotta have Michael Kors this, and I gotta have a Louis Vuitton bag, and I gotta have some red bottoms, and these people don't even want us wearing their stuff. You go into these stores as an African woman or African man and look at how they look at you. They'll take your money, but they have no respect. This is why I name brand stuff. I want to wear Tay Tay's boutique. I want to wear travel with Tay Tay. I want to wear my name. Who says that they're better than anyone else just because they are Michael Kors or who is it? Gucci. I don't know because I don't wear it. I don't wear it. Mm-mm. I don't even think I would wear it if someone gave it to me. I'd be like, thank you. Can I give this to Goodwill? Right? Can I sell this and go give the money to someone? Can I sell this and go and buy bags of rice for people? I know that I'm a giver. I know that. And it's just not, there's no change in that. And I feel like that's why I'm blessed. Look at Oprah. Oprah give you her shoes. She'll give you her bra off her back. But that's why, okay, in addition to other things, but I think that's why she's so blessed. The Bible says is something is more something to give than to receive. I can't think of the word. Y'all church people help me. But I love to give. It's hard for me to receive things from people when people give me stuff. I'm like, it's okay. And they're like, you ain't gonna block my blessings. I'm like, oh, I never thought about it like that. But I feel like until we start doing for each other as a people, we will continue to suffer. No matter how much we pray, no matter how much we fast, as a people, we will continue to suffer because we're not doing the main thing that God tells us to do, which is to love our brothers and our sisters. Don't go to the marabou on your brother because he making money. Don't go to the marabou on your sister because she traveled. Right? I mean, in America, I don't know if they mess with the marabou. I don't know. They might be messing with black magic, but I don't think it's not as prevalent as it is in Africa. But, I mean, they hate on each other different ways. But to pull out black magic against someone that looks like you, someone who could be your family. A lot of people are related in the Gambia, y'all. This is what Gambians tell me. A lot of people are related. And when I say related, it's like I told you, they marry family members there. There's a lot of incest going on. I don't think that's good, but who am I to say anything? It's not my culture. But it's I think that's why there's a lot of times why people don't want to hold people accountable. Um, there's a situation where I have a police case and they didn't have any evidence. The person was saying, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. So I found the evidence. When I tell you the devil is attacking me, but God makes sure that I have what I need to fight. It's kind of like, I'm not going to say it's scary, but I keep my eyes open, but I'm like, really, God? Okay. All right. Well, if I have this, then evidently is I'm supposed to fight. You giving me the tools and the weapons to fight. But it kind of throws me off sometimes. I'm like, damn, I'm not worthy, but you're looking out for me. What work do you have me to do here? What work? Because I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of these people. I'm getting tired of this country. I don't want to start hating the Gambia. But I'm not gonna lie and say that it's easy. I'm not. I'm I mean, I deal with the lies differently now, right? The children walk up to me, oh, chop, 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 chop. I'm like, I'm not giving you no money for no food. I'm like, you can go to your house and eat. I can go to your house and eat. Stop being out here begging for some damn food. If you begging for something else, that's something different. But don't, you're begging for food and I know you can go home and eat. Grown men walking up to me, oh, this dude was the apprentice, right? So he didn't know I was in a taxi. He's like, oh yeah, because I need some money. And mind you, he got the money rolled up. I don't know if y'all ever see how they have the money in their hands, right? The bills. He's like, oh, I need money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you got money. Oh, I need a job. I said, aren't you the apprentice? He starts smiling and walked away. Like, oh, she know what's going on. I understand why people do what they do. I understand. I can't really empathize because I wasn't born on a continent. We weren't born into money, but I wasn't born into absolute poverty where a person can't get a job, right? Because they don't know someone, right? I don't get. Um, so I understand why people do what they do. But I just wish that our brothers and sisters would understand why they are continuously in the state that they're in. Because you're doing what you're doing and you're thinking God is going to bless you, and it doesn't work like that. God does not bless nonsense. So you look at, and I'm just talking about my experience in the Gambia, these 3 years, right? Everything that I've been through. And it's not everyone. It is not everyone. But the mindset, and I wonder who taught people this, but the mindset to not just Americans, they do this to people that have traveled. Gambians that have traveled that come back to the Gambia, they're trying to scam them with money and say this costs this amount of money. The brother ships over the shipping container, he ships it to his brother goes and gets the shipping container, sells everything in the shipping container, and does not give his brother anything. Does he know how much it costs for that brother to get that shipping container, to ship it to the Gambia? Does he understand how much it costs for him to fill that shipping container? Does he even care? No. Why? Who taught you to think like that? Who taught you to say, oh, he got money, he gonna get more? Who taught you to think? I know it wasn't God. And I feel like a lot of times people mistake traditions and culture for religion. And it's not true. So Miriam says black magic all in the sake of jealousy and envy is sad. It is. And it's even sadder when we see the state that our people are going into. That's the saddest part. Because they don't see anything wrong with it. They don't see anything wrong with it. So it's definitely a different culture, right? Stuff happens in America, but I ain't talking about America right now. I mean, I can talk about the Gambia. And yes, you want to go outside? Okay. All right. Still wants to go outside, so I'm going to have to go. That's my girl. So, Afrodamus report always talks about African Americans. African Americans this, African Americans that. Why don't you talk about what's going on in the Gambia, bruh? Mind you, he called me the other day. The hell you calling me for? Negro, I don't talk to you. I was taking a nap. I was in Africa. I was taking a nap. And my phone rang. I was so tired. I was so tired. I think I looked at my phone and I thought I was dreaming. When I woke up, I was like, did this Negro really call me? Yes, he did. Did I call him back? No, I didn't. Because I have nothing to say to you at all, Abu. Mm-mm. So unless you were calling to apologize for saying all these things about me, Negro, lose my number. I don't have anything to say to you. Nothing. Nada. Nada. Mm. That's what's scary. Wait. That's what's scary. Do cold heartedness. Um, it is. And I know the Gambia is so much better than that. I know Africa is so much better than that. I know Africans born all around the world. We are so much better than how we behave and how we treat each other. We're so much better. And I know this video will not get as many views. Well, maybe because I'm talking about Juliet and the nonsense, but I could totally be a gossip artist, a gossip columnist, a gossip vlogger. Those videos make money. They have views, but I also know that I'm not that interested in someone else's life to sit and watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians and this show and that show to sit and bring this to y'all. That's not for me. But I will tell you the truth about what's going on in the Gambia because I know that many of you all want to either travel to the Gambia, live there, retire there, visit, whatever. And you all really need to know what's going on. There's some extremely great people in the Gambia. I went to I stayed with three different people when I was there this time. I stayed with a commissioner because the commissioner wanted me to be safe, but his wife wasn't too nice. She was a two-bob, so I had to get up out of there. Love the commissioner, don't like his wife. She's just not a nice person. So, and y'all already know how I feel about two-bobs, so I'm gonna keep moving about that. So, but I stayed with another family, and it wasn't as nice as the commissioner two-bob's house, but I was okay with that. Sometimes I had to take a bath with the cup. It is what it is. My friend was like, "You took a whole bath." I was like, I can't. But it's different where you're staying somewhere where it's kind of cold, but it's a nice place. But then you're staying somewhere where it's not as nice and built up, but it's all love. That's the difference, you know. And I had went away for the weekend, and me and Stella, and stayed with another amazing family. And I saw the young lady come over, her daughter's namesake. They've been friends since school. And the sister came over and she ate and they drank a taya. And I woke up about 6 o'clock to take Stella to the bathroom. I'm like, dang, the sister that got up and washed clothes already? No, her friend, her daughter's namesake said, let me go ahead and help you wash the clothes and clean before I leave. And, it was so nice that, it inspired me to come here and help my sister-in-law out because she's been cooking and I've been eating. But that's what African culture is about. It's okay to come to your family member's house and clean and help them. It's okay, right? It's okay. And just seeing that in Africa, it inspired me. She gonna follow you if you got chicken. Still following everybody with this chicken. Then my nephew, he'll take a piece of chicken. He only share with his brother and Stella. Stella be right beside him. He give her pieces of chicken. I'm like, don't give her the chicken bone. You ready? But yeah, y'all, I think I finished reading everything. I think something bad happened to him in America. Um, if you're talking about the CEO of Invest Relocate Africa, I think so too. But I can say this. If the person keeps doing what they're doing, something worse is going to happen to them. Stella Bella, you ready? All right, y'all. I am an hour and 25 minutes over, and my mother going to be like, see, I told you. But it is 9:30, and I want to go to bed because I want to get up and work out tomorrow. And like I said, I'll be leaving soon. Um, when I get to America, I have another live to tell you all because I do want to show you all Stella. But yes, Stella is with me here in the States. And some of the things that people said, I'm like, that's why God won't bless you, boo. That's why God won't bless you. It's funny to me how one of the SOs at a police station um, was like, "Oh, you came back. Oh, when people leave and they come back, they supposed to bring a gift." So, Negro, you telling me I'm the only one that's leaving? You and 10 other people that want to be my friend are here, so I'm supposed to bring all 10 of y'all gifts? What the f do you think this is? Then he gonna say to me, "Oh, you bring me back a watch or a cell phone, or do you look like my daddy? You ain't my daddy or my uncle. But guess what? I call you uncle. But guess what? I would have brought you something if you would have handled and did your job properly. You think that you're not going to do what you're supposed to do, and then I'm going to bring you a gift? Negro, you have lost your mind." Some of these people. Then he says, "Ah, she's taking her dog." Yes, it's my dog. So yes, I will bring my dog to America. Doesn't mean I'm bring your ASS. How about that? Like you think I just got money laid around? First of all, it didn't cost my dog that much money to get here. Your plane ticket gonna be way more. Who paying for visas? I don't even have anywhere to stay when I come to the Gambia. Okay, I don't have a job, but I'm coming to see you at your job, and you're worried about what I didn't bring you from America? Like Uncle Chama says, I came from America. I didn't bring America with me. And I'm just tired. So sometimes you always see me, I'm walking down the street. Oh, sister, nothing. I'm walking down the street like the Gambians, the Gambian women. They don't pay these dudes no mind. They try to buddy you up. Oh, boss lady. I'm not a boss. Don't you see me walking? I own 2 cars in the Gambia and I'm walking. Yes, 2 cars in the Gambia and I'm walking. But that's because they're nothing but liars. Certain people are straight liars. But let's see how God gonna bless you with your lies, my nigga. Let's see how far you get. To the person that has my silver car and then the black one. Let's see how far you get. You got high blood pressure, don't you? You better hope you don't that God don't take you up out of this world. One of those days when you lay down at lunchtime that you don't close your eyes and never open them again. People need to realize that what they're doing is absolutely horrible. And you really think that God is just going to keep letting you do this to people and nothing's going to happen to you? Whatever. Sis, you know what I wanted you to mail for me was some of bags vegetables, but those are perishable, so we're not going to be able to do that. No. And even if for it to just be 2 days, when I take salad with me, I don't know what happens to it. It's so weird because most of the time the plane is cool, right? And then I have my little ice thing in my lunch bag, but honey child, my food always go spoiled. I'm like, I don't know what happens when it's up in the air. I have no idea. But You all take care. You take care. Thank you so much for riding with me on this Thursday night. I think it's a Thursday night, but I should be leaving soon. Thank God. And I will be, like I said, visit Woludek, www.woludek.com. Save it in your favorites so that way you will be able to, and check if you haven't done so already, subscribe so that way, and click that notification bell so that way you will know when new videos have come out. And also keep an eye on my community page because I will always let you all know when I am traveling. I don't know if I should, but it's part of the business. But I will let you all know when I'm traveling so that way if you wanted to use my 2-day carrier service from the US to the Gambia, or from the Gambia back to the US, then you will be able to utilize those services and get um, send goods to your family, friends, or loved ones, or to yourself. Someone order something for himself from the Gambia. So thank you so much for tuning in, you all. And I will see you soon. Hopefully, I'll have time to. I think I got like 10 videos. This is crazy. This is absolute craziness. But I'm going to try to go to sleep before my nephews wake up in the morning. Love you all. And if you see me again, I might have the same dress on. Take care. And keep an eye out for Julia Anne-Marie Lopez. The devil in disguise. Take care.